Alrighty, people, welcome. And like the rising sun, it's time for the Right Breakfast Show to show you how to do it here for a Thursday morning. It rises just like the sun to brighten up your day.
And if there is one thing you can always count on is finding everything you need to make your day beautiful right here on your premium family breakfast show, Wake Up
people.
Nigeria.
Of course. Now, if you're feeling down and you need some motivation or just simply like to start your day on the right high note, well, this is where you want to do that from. And thank you very much for joining. By the way, let me send a note to Mr. Okoche. This is, nothing. We just sync just by like that. No pre-arrangement.
Don't worry. Yeah. Calm down. All right? Be calm. Be calm. Be calm. Go on. Anyways, guys, it's good morning. And welcome to our Thursday edition of Wake Up Nigeria. It comes new every morning on weekdays. They are new every morning.
Okay.
So is Wake Up Nigeria.
Nice one, but I'm not one for singing. It's all good. Today is no exception because we have prepared the best, the very right dose for you for whatever you need. Like Mike here, by the way.
Thursday morning, and eve of the weekend, that's what we call it, yeah. I can't wait for this weekend, really. But hey, come on, it's great to be here this Thursday morning, and let's get it going.
Well, it's good to know. You still have some extra cash from after last weekend, after you spent all your salary.
Oh, wow, right.
Just looking forward to the weekend.
Anyways, we're here to give you the very best breakfast TV has to offer, and that would be lasting for a whole 1 hour and 45 minutes. I am Ememme Okoche.
And my name is Mazino Appeal. Remember, you can use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria TVC across all social media platforms to be a part of this grand show.
And remember, you can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere across the world through our mobile app that you can download from the Google Play Store or iOS.
Yeah. So we also implore you guys to follow us across all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and of course TikTok. We are at TVC Connect. Now, for what we have for a Thursday edition here on Wake Up Nigeria, please tell.
I will, Mazino, thank you very much. Thursdays, as we all know, is about arts. We get to feel and experience it right here on the show. And coming on art display today is Titi Fagbemi, an artist who specializes in portrait lines and symbols. Lagos is killing me is what we will be reviewing next on today's book review. I can't wait to review that book. It's a quite interesting, put together book of
I like
poems.
anything about Lagos, actually. Lagos
yes, but it's actually about poems. It's a book filled with poems.
Nice. Getting my arts up.
And it gets even interesting. It's two Brazilians who have traced their roots back to their motherland and Nigeria. Sergio Noronha and Erica Pinheiro will be joining us to talk about their journey afterwards.
And finally, on Wake Up Nigeria today, we will be joined by Orlando Okwarogo, known as D20, a Nigerian artist, music producer, songwriter, and also skip maker, by the way. He's also a sound engineer. He'll be joining us, and we'll be talking about the very many interesting things that he does on his social media. I absolutely agree.
A little birdie told me that you want to report yourselves.
No, ahead. Not really report myself. It's something someone said. Amotayo Lola, she said something on Instagram. And she said, hey, if your husband leaves his clothes on the floor, it's okay to throw them in the trash. This was a playful advice anyway. And being married...
Advice.
Yeah, report yourself.
I said this morning on the group chat, I said that it's something that I actually do. And I get really pissed when my wife doesn't help me, aid me, assist me.
No, she's not assisting you. She's indulging you.
So I was wondering how you ladies and wives manage us, because I know that we can be quite a handful sometimes.
You brought it up now, so
I was hoping Mike was going to say something, but so the thing is, so my husband's isn't, putting things on the floor. His is hanging things.
Okay.
You know when you hang things on the cotton
let me help you with that.
Wall, you just hang things everywhere. I hate seeing clothes all over the place. And I keep
Does it make you angry?
It makes me angry. Because that's why the wardrobe is there.
I know, but listen, yeah.
All you can just do is, when you remove them, you hang them, allow them dry for a few minutes,
then
or better still, you take it outside so that
so
it can
much work
be
that we're
properly
not
air
trained
dried,
for.
and then you put it in the wardrobe.
On behalf of all husbands in Nigeria and in Lagos, we apologize, and to my wife as well. I'm very sorry that we do this. Mike, this is something that you don't understand yet, but you get to understand when you get married.
My point is, Omo, you look, there's some pieces you just have to bear with. You didn't know it before now.
Ogbeni.
Same way we also have to make do with a number of things that ladies do. It's not everything that the ladies do that we also like. So it's tit for tat. Enjoy it.
It's compromise. One thing that we might not be able to compromise on is the weather this morning. So let's let you guys know what the weather is going to be like for today, and then we'll come back with the news and some sports. Welcome for a Thursday morning here on Wake Up Nigeria. Let's do the news. My name is Mazino Peel. Now we begin in Anambra State. The governorship election is exactly 1 month away on the 6th of November. With the worsening security in the state comes the uncertainty over how the exercise will be affected. Our TVC News, Uzoma Onanye, brings us more on the situation.
Anambra is one of the 7 states that hold governorship elections outside the general election. Exactly 1 month from now, 18 candidates will file out to be voted for to produce the next governor of the state. At least 5,720 polling units spread across the 21 local government areas with not less than 2.5 million registered voters will be captured in the exercise. INEC is very close to 100% readiness for the polls.
We wish to assure the people of Anambra State that the Commission is determined to proceed with the election as scheduled. To underscore this determination, the Commission is implementing 2 more activities on the timetable for the election in the next few days.
Whether or not this election will hold lie in the belly of time.
There will be no elections in Biafra land. No more elections here. They can put whoever they like in office. They can do whatever they like with their political positions. We will not engage in any political process.
After long threats by the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra not to allow any election within the territory of the southeast until a referendum is conducted, recent violent attacks have driven peace and safety far away from the area, particularly Anambra State. IPOB recently said it did not declare that election will not hold in Anambra State. It also denied responsibility of destructions and killings. Even with the likelihood that criminal elements may have infiltrated what IPOB agitations may have been known for, security agencies seem not hasty to engage. It all began with steady attacks and killings of security personnel, destruction of police facilities, attack on prisons and freeing of inmates by men subtly chaired by the same people who share in the IPOB dream. And just weeks to the governorship election, everyone now live in fear. If the election fails to hold as scheduled on the 6th of November, INEC has till early February next year, 30 days before the expiration of the tenure of the incumbent, to conduct the poll. In the very unlikely event that it still did not hold, the Constitution may not have envisaged such situation in an isolated state. As citizens helplessly wait for how events will pan out, Anambra may be at the verge of another political experiment in Nigeria. The off-season elections began in 2006, when on the 17th of March, barely 1 year to the next general election, the Supreme Court removed Chris Ngige as governor and pronounced Peter Obi as the legitimate winner of the previous election in 2003. From then, Anambra State opened the door to governorship elections at other times apart from during the general election. Now, 7 states elect their governors during the off-season polls. This is also the only state a sitting governor was abducted and held captive for hours by state and non-state forces. Yet, nothing happened thereafter. And now, the state is toying with the possibility of testing the constitution once again. With the current situation in Anambra State, it is now certain that high voter apathy will be recorded if the election holds next month. And incidentally, there is no definition on what percentage of eligible voters that will cast their ballot before the results of the election is declared and the winner emerges. It is therefore very important right now for every effort to be directed towards finding a quick stop to the worsening insecurity as an extreme situation in Anambra State may not just be isolated. It could be the beginning of the end in an already fragile polity. Uzonna Ononye, TVC News, Lagos.
And that's it for the news this morning here. Let's do sports now with Mike.
And you are still on to Wake Up Nigeria, and it's time to review the newspaper headlines, shall we? Starting with the Daily Times, making the headlines here, we have Anambra governorship poll. Obiano government PDP can orders kick as federal government threatens to revoke emergency rule. And also here at the bottom of the paper, Senate approves 16.39 trillion naira budget projection for 2022. And on politics here, power rotation is between North and South, not geopolitical zone, says ex-minister. And on business here, Dangote Cement tops income taxpayers table with 97.24 billion naira in 2020. Finally, here we have Pandora's Papers, pressure mounts on Buhari to probe Bagudu, Obi, others. And you can find that story on page 25 of the Daily Times. Next up, we move on to the Daily Trust. And making the headlines here, IPOP killings. Federal government molds state of emergency in Anambra State. And here we have a photo story of a core member, distributing food items to pupils of LEA school in Jahi and during an outreach in Abuja. And making the headlines here, we have mixed reactions as NTC sets 18-year age limit for SIM ownership, orders in draft regulation. And also making the headlines here on Biafra agitation madness, countergroups likely, says Umahi, and Nigeria orders to benefit as Google invests 410 billion naira in Africa's digital transformation. And finally here, federal government to borrow 6.258 trillion naira to finance 2022 budget. And that's it on the cover of the Daily Trust newspaper. Next up, we have The Nation, making the headlines here. Minister government will borrow to fund 6.2 trillion naira budget deficit. And at the top of the paper here, we have petrol landing cost hits 264 naira per litre, subsidy now 102.65 naira per litre, and on state of emergency likely in Anambra. And also here we have Sanwo-Olu ex-governors eulogize Nnubisi Kanu and protest in Ogun over Abeokuta-Lagos Road. And let's see what's made at the bottom of the paper. Here we have shutdown likely as at PDP NEC meeting over zoning. And finally here we have 10 die in Kwara Road accident. And that's it on the cover of the Nation newspaper. Next up, we have the Punch newspaper, making the headlines here on budget deficit. Don't harm our future. Experts warn government. Federal government plans more loans. And Naira will further fall. Inflation will rise. Debt servicing will worsen, says experts. And at bottom of the paper here, Lagos to Abeokuta Highway. Protesters threaten to ground Ogun, issued 21-day ultimatum. And 2 Randi Ekiti men remanded for scaling fence, raping 16-year-old in mother's room. Pretty sad story there. And can reconstitute prayer panels against killings, kidnappings, and others. That and many more stories you can find on the cover of the Punch newspaper. But for now, we'll head over for some fitness.
Welcome back.
Let's do this.
Yes, indeed. What's up and about, people? Let's talk about something very interesting. Now, very many people have, or people generally have, different and varying opinions about plastic surgery. It's not something that men are actually absolutely concerned about. But there was something on the internet lately.
Are you concerned about it?
I'll tell you what I think, yeah?
Okay.
Actress Jamie Lee Curtis, she said plastic surgery is wiping out generations of beauty, and she urged young people to embrace their natural beauty and resist the urge to do plastic surgery. She talked about doing plastic surgery in her 20s and that it got her addicted to Vicodin. However, that she's sober right now. But her concerns are something that's very valid if you ask a group of people. Plastic surgery, what is the aim? To look beautiful, but what happens in your latter years? What are the consequences of it while you're going through it and all of that? However, plastic surgery is, well, It's cosmetic, yeah? So if you can alter the way you look with maybe a little bit of mascara or lipstick and everything, why can't you go an extra mile and do...
there's cosmetic surgery and there's plastic surgery.
How do you feel about either?
To be honest, I'm on the fence in it, really.
Oh, okay.
I believe that if you want a better body, if you feel that you're not comfortable in how you look and you can afford it, go ahead and buy a new body.
Buy a new body.
If you have to. But there is a cause for concern here. We very much know that, yes, it is a billion-dollar industry right now. It's a booming industry. And unfortunately, people are taking advantage of vulnerable and ill-informed public, as in ill-informed people who do not have the, adequate knowledge or information.
Even the means.
Even the means. They just see that everybody is, oh yeah, Kim Kardashian, full of body. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So Kemake, well, she's got those booty. I love it. I want it. And you just rush to the nearest quack.
In Lagos.
Cosmetic surgeon that just lives right at your backyard. Because Auntie A did it, you now decide that, oh yes, I can do it. Then there is even the one that even pisses me off the most. Insertion of, injecting of...
silicone?
No.
What's that?
Seasoning cubes.
What? I've never heard about that.
Yes, to get fuller bombs.
Seasoning cubes.
Seasoning cubes.
It happens here?
They inject it into their body.
I've never heard of that.
Into their bombs.
So it...
To get fuller bombs.
So does it stay there forever, or you have to keep re-injecting it each time
I
to keep it
don't know
so?
how it is done, but I heard about it.
heard about it, yeah?
And it is appalling.
That's sad. That's sad.
What is her reason? I was trying to check what Vicodin.
She
What's
talked
Vicodin?
about the impact on
She said?
her as a person.
No, she said she was addicted to something.
Vicodin.
What's that supposed to be? I was trying
Vicodin
to check.
is a pain drug.
It's a painkiller.
drug.
It's
It's
really
a drug for
very
pain.
strong.
Yeah.
It's really strong.
What level of surgery did she do?
Well, she didn't.
She's-
No,
I just said plastic surgery.
first of all, not everybody is beautiful. Not everybody has natural beauty. So that's one alone discredits what she's saying. She said, no, your natural beauty. Not everybody has natural beauty. Some people have to go and get supernatural beauty or artificial beauty. So it's not. So she can say that one and all that. So you understand? That's the first one. Not everybody has. Some have supernatural, some have artificial. So I have to go and look for supernatural beauty. So if you're going to enhance yourself, it's not a problem. See, as with everything, there are risks.
Yeah.
And as with everything, you find out what are the risks. Are you able to carry? If you can't, go fully ahead.
So I think she absolutely notes this in what she's saying. But I think one other thing that she's noting is that our focus on what is not priority, what is not important, is the problem. It's not the injections or the facelifts or the this and that. That is the main core of what she's trying to say now, is that you and I are seeing beauty on a different scale from what beauty should be. It shouldn't be about what you look like. Perhaps maybe, and I'm not speaking for her here, she's talking about the inner beauty, the inner worth of a person. That should be what our focus should be on. And this is where I stand. However, I do believe that if you want to go ahead and do whatever you want to do to your body, hey, it's fine, it's fantastic if it makes you look good or if it makes you feel better.
Definitely.
However, what are the risks? Have you weighed them? Not just in the next 2 months, 5 years, or 10 years, but what happens when you're older? Are these things going to have impacts on your body that are detrimental?
So you see,
So that's why I said earlier on that if you have to go ahead and do this, yes, it's we are in that space right now where it's becoming quite affordable. It's not as expensive as it used to be anymore because we have a lot of doctors flying in from outside of the country, resident here who are offering at quite an affordable amount. And
it's
becoming quite very easily
affordable.
Accessible. Yes, accessible. Yeah. So it's important to get the right information. Ask the right questions if you have to. And yes, I hear what Jamie Lee Curtis is saying in regards to beauty and all of it. Because, I mean, what are we telling our young girls about what beauty should look like?
Exactly. I saw this post this morning of a lady who was talking about how belly fat should not be inside of the jeans. And then she exposed hers, and she was like, this is actually a human being. This is beauty. This is okay.
That is your own.
Now, the point is that
you are
she was
saying it's
actually
beauty to the rest of the
focusing
world.
on
It
reality.
is not beauty. And for
No,
me,
hang on a second,
that is not
Mike.
an issue. For young girls, it really is that what we should be bothering about?
What I was trying to
With
say
our
was
young
that
girls.
she was pointing out the fact that these other things, these
Yeah.
other aspects of a human's being
Yeah.
are actually very natural, and that we should note that we're
Yes.
telling people that these are natural instead of focusing on, oh, she's beautiful, she's beautiful.
I am going to share
You know.
a personal experience.
Yeah, we wanna hear.
When I had Elsie, I started to, worry about my body, my belly fat, because I used to have belly fat, but hey, you know how,
After birth, yeah.
birth changes your body and all of that. And then I would look in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, how do I get rid of this? And then I had Eliana. And I now went to buy waist girdle.
Narf.
Tied it in so that it would, and then at some point I was this close to, getting slimming tea or,
Okay.
flat tummy, because there's this flat tummy tea that
The
they sell
natural,
everywhere. I don't know. I shall know that there's flat tummy teas they sell. I was this close to getting one. And then at some point I sat and I thought about it. I'm like, okay, you know what? At this point, anybody who doesn't like my belly fat the way it is, I'm sorry for you. And then stretch marks also became, started to, affect my self-esteem at some point. And you know what? And then I started seeing, beautiful women flaunting their stretch marks. And I started owning my stretch marks. I'm like, I ain't getting rid of those stretch marks. They're gonna be there.
I think that is the.
Unfortunately, I
that
can't
is
show
the
it to you on
point.
national television, but
Everything. You are beautiful. Hey, I think what you are now is a summation of everything that you've been through. And if you enjoy these moments, like having a child or whatever it is,
Yeah.
you should actually flaunt it. You should be happy about it. But tell us what you think. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC, especially on Facebook. We'd like to read your comments. We'll be back.
All right, welcome to the kitchen, and of course, I am here with Chef Ify. Chef Ify, you've not been here for like what now? 2 years? When last did I see you? I definitely was not here. It's great to have you. Oh, welcome. All right, but then we have such a very expansive platter here this morning. What are we doing this morning? Fisherman soup, yeah? Okay. I love what I see. I love some of what I see, not all of what I see. But let's take a look at the ingredients that we're working with, yeah? I like this. Okay, so let's go. We have our crabs here. Wow. We have our crab. We have our dry fish.
Smoked fish, anyway.
Okay. Then
yam for
this is our yam for thickening. I want to see how that works. What kind of fish is this?
Titus.
Titus.
Mackerel.
Mackerel. Aha. So anyone you want it, Titus or mackerel, we have it there. And this is very interesting. This is periwinkle,
Yes.
a.k.a. Isam. Then we have
Shrimps.
prawns. Shrimps?
No, these shrimps, yes.
What's the difference between shrimps and prawns?
Prawns is big.
But it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Okay, and then we have these miniature size snails. Just very, very cute and all of that, yeah? We have pepper, we have crayfish, we have uziza seed. I agree. And then what's this?
Uziza leaf.
Okay, so why are we using uziza leaf and uziza seed?
For the aroma.
Okay, for the aroma, yeah? Okay, so let's talk a bit about fisherman soup. Where is it native to, fisherman soup? River State, yeah. So River State people, this is one that they will love, yeah. Okay, so we'll get across and let you know how all of this was still trying to prepare and all of that and put all of this. What are we having the fisherman soup with?
We have dairy. We have wheat.
We have wheat, eh? Okay.
Palm oil somewhere.
Okay, then we also have palm oil somewhere to definitely get to use, yeah. But the main idea is that a lot of all this seafood, we have a lot of seafood in this one. You know, we have different kinds of fishes, and then we have crab.
That's the idea.
That's the idea.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe let's get started. Let's see what we get to do, and yep. We'll get all of this across, and then maybe we can see the ingredients that we're using here.
Just one.
Once again, just one is okay. And let's put everything there, but yeah, like you can see, we already have all this one. This one is already peeled out.
Yes.
By chance, you know that there are some soups in South that some of them you have the Easter we have with the casing.
Shell.
Is there an edition of this kind of soup that you have the one with the casing?
For fisherman soup.
For fisherman soup?
No.
You always have to take it out.
You have to take it out.
Okay,
yes.
so we'll get back here and show you how everything is going on. But then let's head over for our art display.
Well, alrighty, you are welcome. Thursdays are for art, like we always like to tell people, and we have that feeling that you also look out for it as well. Welcome to this great feel-good experience here. And here on the show today on Art Display, we have Titi Fagbemi, She's an artist who specializes in portraits, as you can see all around me, line symbols, and also plenty more. We'll be talking about her expressions right now. You are welcome, Titi. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much. Great to
Well,
great
hey,
to be here.
I always like to start this session out by asking artists what they tag their expressions as, what they define their art as.
So I think my art is essentially a way of expression. So what I like to do is I focus a lot on portraits because I think you can tell a lot from a person's face, whether it's their experience, whether it's some tied to, you know, their culture or some societal thing that I'm trying to address. So I just term it as a way to just show that expression, you know, in a very innate way.
So do you tell stories with these expressions, with these faces, these portraits that you put on paints? What kind of stories do you tell? Are they social? Are they advocative? Or are they just personal? Or just feel good?
It's like a mix of everything, actually. So some are personal, some are, if I'm going to a particular phase, I could do a painting where I feel like I need to be focused. So it's going to be based on being focused. I could do something where it's based on a societal issue, maybe about the girl child, and then I'll do a painting based on that. And then I could do one based on historical context, whether maybe one about Biafra, what happened during that time, what was the effect on the children.
I like the epic set. That's actually my kind of thing. Just before we came on, you and I were talking about how you got started. It's a very interesting story. Before we go into talking about these specific forms we're seeing here, how did you get started exactly? When did you get started? That's the kicker.
Okay. So I got started with art professionally just a couple of years ago, but it started as a hobby. So I've always liked art since when I was a kid. But what really did it for me was I thought I was good. I was in about SS1, and then I did a drawing for, and then my cousin was like, "No, you're not good," and I wanted to show him that I'm good. No, please. So what I did was I did a sketch. I thought it was one of the best sketches I've done, and he looked at it and said, "This is ugly," and it broke my heart. But then since then, I started drawing all the time, every day, and then I got better. And then, you know, going through uni and going through all of that, I just decided to take it up, like it's something where I could make money from it. And then in 2017, I made my first original artwork, which I sold for very, very small money.
Do you want to tell us how much?
It was about 15K.
Okay.
But I mean, we've grown from that. And yeah, so we're trying to just make because I'm still very much, it's still very much early in my career.
Nice.
So I'm still just trying to be more
Now, I love that you started from a place where people said you can't do it and you try to prove them wrong. This is how many villains are actually formed. You can't have a Lex Luthor without a Superman.
Exactly.
But hey, Super Lady, let's talk about these art forms. Let's start with a very small piece here, which is a very minute portrait of someone, I don't know who. What is it called? What is it about?
So it's called...
you can carry it up, you know. There.
Okay.
Good, grand. Let's take a look at that.
Fantastic. So it's called Transcendence. It's
Transcendence.
Nice. Yeah. So it's based on the African woman. So I was inspired when I read some McKinsey report. I was in uni when I actually did this sometime in 2018 in my final year.
Was that pencil or what?
It's gel ink pen. Here is, you know, it's color pencils, and then around it is gel ink pen.
These are intricate markings that you had to do yourself.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that
took me
a lot of time.
a long time. It was just stuck on my table in uni. So these symbols are actually Adinkra symbols, and they have meanings. So ranging from beauty to understanding to wisdom. Adinkra symbols are they are known as West African Ghanaian symbols. That's where they came from. So yeah, it's just a very deep, intricate piece that I just did to be able to appreciate the African women and how much they are doing and how great they are.
Oh, it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to the one right by you there. What is that about? Yes.
So this one, it's a digital piece, actually.
Digital?
Yeah, but I printed it out on Canvas.
Okay.
So I did it sometime during the pandemic. So, you know, the pandemic was such a rough phase for a whole lot of people.
That's the word, raw. Very, very true.
You know,
a lot of discoveries happened then.
Honestly, yeah. So, you know, I had a lot of time to create more digital work to get better at my craft. But at the same time, art for me was like a safe space. So what I did was I was translating whatever I was feeling into art. So I called this The Dawn.
The Dawn.
So it was more or less just like right after lockdown was being lifted up.
An awakening.
Exactly. Thank you.
Very much.
So it was just, you know, right after they were lifting up the lockdown and all of that. So I just saw it as it's a way where you can, like you said, an awakening where you're, you know, it depends on whether you want to look at things in a bad way, because there's actually an inverse of this painting. There's a second of it that's a bit darker. So do you want to look at life in a way where you embrace it, which is this part, or do you want to look at it in a way where you just diminish yourself and you just don't want to be awake. You don't want to be part of all of that.
I get that. Now, there's this one here.
Yeah.
Tell us about that one, what it's called. And
so it's called Between the Crossfire.
Between the Crossfire.
Yeah, so it's a homage to the kids in the Biafran war that died.
Nice.
So if you look at history, you sort of know that children were the ones that died the most from hunger and the like during that time. So the kids were essentially the children that were dying from hunger were caught between the crossfire because they were sort of having the consequences of the actions that they didn't take part in. The actions of the older people that were the ones either perpetrating the war or just trying to survive from the war.
You're not from that part of the country, are you?
No, but
your art transcends everywhere. Then that's beautiful.
Exactly.
That's
I like to either educate, tell people about emotions, or also educate just about history, so that it still lies in the heart of everyone.
You talked about this digital form, which we have another one here, by the way, which I think is very beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
Now, it's also digital, but
Yes,
exactly how do you get from, do you have to paint these first before translating into digital form, into print?
So my process is pretty interesting. So a lot of times I do the actual traditional sketch, and then I have an iPad, and then I translate from my sketch pad to then my iPad, and then I paint on it.
So that transition is very, very. Are you capable of making your art on digital formats, so you can actually draw on your iPad?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, I can.
How different is it? Is it easy?
Actually, so I would say it is a bit easier because you take less time. There isn't the chore of mixing
preparing
paint,
your canvas.
Yeah, mixing paint and all of that. So because you already have the paint, you just have to know what color do you want to use. But it does still take a bit of time, especially depending on what you're trying to achieve.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Now, this one here, right by me, what is it?
So it's called Radically Focused.
Okay.
It's a portrait based on, so I was going through a phase where I felt like, okay, I need to get my life together. I need to feel like I'm focused at what what I want to do.
You do have a day job, by the way.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you combine that with this?
Yes, I do.
Was that the phase you were referring to?
Something related to that, actually. So I just thought like, okay, I need to just have an idea of what I want to do and how I want to do it. So that's why I termed it Radical Focus. So it's, she's holding a candle light. It's like, in the midst of darkness, I really just want to stay focused on what I want to do.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Lastly is the one on the other end, which I think you are emotionally attached to because you came in with it all wrapped and everything. It was so delicately handled and all, and I'm thinking that this must be very special to you. Exactly why? Why is it special?
So I did that a couple of months ago. Actually, it was for an exhibition over in the exhibition by Elect Her. So essentially, it's called Dare to Dream. And what the idea is just the girl child, the female child. Before she knows about the societal issues, the societal norms, what people expect from her. As a female child that grew up with a lot of boys, I wanted to do everything. If they're playing football, I want to play football. If they're playing basketball, I want to play basketball. But at some point, you have people telling you, yeah, girl, don't do that. Yeah, girl, don't do that. So it's just that the period before those norms are imposed on you, it's like, I want to be able to dare to dream and feel like that little 5-year-old girl.
I mean, your expressions are absolutely fantastic. I think you do an amazing job. You also have that piece there, which we've run out of time. I would really love to talk about it, but you've got some art on a piece of fashion there. Yeah. This is another thing that you're going into, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, hey, we would love to see more of that. And one more thing I'd like you to do, please, for the rest of the world is you can't keep that face to yourself. It's a beautiful face. You are into portraits. Would like to see you make a portrait of yourself. You've got very unique eyes. I think you should actually
you very
put on
much.
canvas.
Thank you.
Titi, thank you very much for coming
so
on.
Much.
We love the fact that you have shared with us your expressions here.
Thank you. It's been such a lovely time. Thank you.
And hey, if you're out there and you like this, of course, you know where you can reach her. We've got her Instagram handle on the bottom of the TV where you can actually find her. Thank you very much. Do stay tuned. We've got more coming your way. We're going to be going into the kitchen very soon and finding out exactly what Mike is up to with our chef. Do stay tuned. It's Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back, people. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria. And, of course, it's time for our book chat review. And today's book is Lagos is Killing Me, and it's by Oloyede Michael Taiwo. And like all true ports of conscience, he took his time to write about the fate of his country and the malaise of corruption that besieges it. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic.
All right, I'm great. I'm great, very well, thank you. So this anthology that you have put together here, it actually covers and expands of human experience from love to life and death.
Yeah.
What inspired this?
All right, so words actually come to me. And then every experience, everybody I meet is actually a canvas for me. So I try to elicit whatever message the universe has encamped around you. I try to distill them into writing and then give my own perspective.
All right. Quickly, I also need to add that your choice of words are very rich, I must add.
Thank you
They're very rich. They're very deep as well. Quickly, let's, go through some of those, some of your poems here.
Right.
And the one that really caught my attention was the Moribund Restaurant. Tell me about that.
Okay, it's a story about Nigeria.
Okay.
And the fact that yesterday's promises are still on today's menu list. And things have not actually shifted from where they used to be. Everything has just been like a repetition of the past. So when are we going to move past what you're serving us yesterday? We've heard enough of your repetitions. We've heard a whole lot of your stories. We're now tired. Can we move forward? Can you tell us new things? Can we have new dreams? Can we have new names? So that's what Moribund.
Okay, so I'm quickly going to touch on the last sentence here. And it reads, these muscles of tongue in chic campaigns, extolling nepotism, marginalization, apathy, inciting tribal delicacies may yet be our last supper. I love it. Like those words coming together. It's I don't know how to explain it really, but I actually really like this poem. Let's also talk about News and Die.
Wow.
All right, guys, I'm just going to read this to you. Please, I'd like you to listen. His slippery words swept her feet like banana peels. She fell and slipped into a 9-month conundrum. Her name sprung up everywhere like a repulsive dictum. What inspired this particular poem?
Okay, so I think in my head, okay, I think I watched a documentary about Nigerian ladies that were trying to go to Libya and whatever they could have experienced. And I was wondering what could have actually prompted them to want to run away. And then I discovered that some of them probably had, domestic issues at home and they can't just cope with their life and they want to run. And then in certain environment, because of the squalor and, poverty there, people do anything to survive. So a young girl can just, be affianced to a guy that has no promises of tomorrow for her. But for the mere fact that she needs to survive, the guy probably have his way with her. And before you know it, she's pregnant. And she's a good girl. But because of society, we've actually found ourselves. Everybody now, she's just unfortunate. And everybody uses it as, as a metaphor for anything bad. So it's actually very terrible.
Now let's talk about, has any of your poems here been inspired by any real life events?
Definitely, yeah,
Which one?
definitely. Lagos is killing me is real life events.
Okay.
It's in real time. It's what you see every day under the bridge, on the road, while you're walking, anywhere you are. You see that every day. Then Sweet Mother is...
Oh, yeah, that is actually your personal favorite one.
Yeah, that was my favorite poem.
Read it to us quickly.
Okay. Like a lump in a womb was my seed in a tube, washing the skin into mottled pigment of Saintly's cube, invoking the midst of being a strange feud, like the step of a teetotaler in a pub. Her feet clogged with the weight of beach sand, swinging her waist in an unfair balance. Her mouth weighing like murky streams in O's, cut out in cones, insipid like the taste of metal bones. My fate and awaited grace, shutting her face in the theater of bizarre fate, all just stood in hoary gaze, as in my ward I took my place. This pain can never be described. Sweet Mother.
There's a difference in when you're reading the poem and when you're reciting it.
Yeah,
Why is that? Like when you're reading it, it doesn't sound like rhymes. Like it doesn't feel like rhymes. But when you're reciting them, they feel like rhymes.
Yeah.
Must every poem have a rhythm to it?
Yeah, rhyme is like, part of the fundamentals of poetry.
Okay.
But it's not necessary that poems should rhyme. At a certain point, you grow beyond the rhythmic nature of poems to a more robust, view, because you want to actually, sit your thoughts in a tangible form in the papers. So you don't just want to fetch words just to rhyme. You want to actually make, sense of what you're writing.
Of what you're writing. Great. She is not yours. I particularly like this one. This actually tells a story of a girl with two men in her life.
Yeah,
and I saw it at 10 o'clock at night. Her uncle comes online. Social media. She peels away from you. Her voice on the phone is tepid and low. She whispers. Her energy for the night is not yours. She sideswipes your chivalry with a smirk. She's not yours. You can only wish. The sordid night blurs her memories of you. The weak of her soul is averse to the effervescence fire of your desire. And like the green grass on the other side, she never was yours. Wow. Did you write this at night? I can only wonder. I particularly love this. Now, let's quickly look at Gal.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I saw it earlier on, but it didn't spark anything. And then you talked about it. Tell me about it.
Okay, so Gal is like the story of a girl that was raped by a guy, and in all our prayers, it just wishes that the guy will actually be found in his own pool of blood, the same way he has, dealt or met her with violence. So that's what Gal is actually about. That this guy is a girl for pushing past my objections. I said no, but he wouldn't stop. He just made sure he had his way. It was terrible for her. So she just wishes that one day she will actually discover the same guy dead in the bathtub.
Wow. Now let's talk about the messages, or the message that you pass across to people through your poems. I mean, some of these poems here, actually bring to mind some personal issues that people are going through.
Yeah.
Which particular one resonates with you?
Well, all the poems actually resonate with me. Like Collie Smoke. It actually resonates with me a whole lot because Africa has a lot of potentials, but we're not actually optimizing them. So we need to understand that even with the virus, the way that's actually sprung up, we could have dealt with it in our own terms. We have herbs which we're not actually exploring. We're not doing anything about them. We keep waiting for the West to think for us. We can't keep waiting for the West to think for us. They don't have our interest. We are our own solution. It's like physicians, heal thyself. Okay. We claim we're giant of Africa. We claim we're everything we could ever think of. Then let's step into that shoe. Let's actually strap our boots and kick.
I see that you're very passionate about Nigeria, and it reflects in your poems. Thank you so much for this beautiful message that you've put together, and this is quite a beautiful anthology, I must say. Thank you so much. And all the best.
Thank you.
All the best, Oyoloyede Michael. And that's it on Book Chat Review. I would suggest that you get this book. Lagos is Killing Me is a must read. And we'll have to go on a quick break now. It's top of the hour, people. We have 45 minutes to go. You don't want to miss any second of the show. Stay with us.
Now, might I say that not reading books makes you vulnerable to public opinion? Welcome back. It's the second hour here for Wake Up Nigeria.
And a warm welcome to you. It's the second half of the show. Now, if you missed the first hour, then you do not want to miss the next or the last 45 minutes.
Yeah.
This is where you want to be. Trust me.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Plus, enjoy the book chat there. That was fantastic.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. Now, hey, let's let you guys know what the second hour is going to bring for you. Some gripping revelations here inside of the kitchen with Mike and Chef Iffy. Mike, what's happening in there, man?
Yeah, we'll just take a little bit of a time because we're almost done. Chef Iffy, how far? Tell us, how did we get to this? Let them get to this one and let them know how far. How did we get to this? Because we were almost...
Yeah, we're almost done with the cooking. So everything is pretty much ready. Just for us to add the thickener.
Okay.
And then...
But what did we start with here?
We started with snail.
Okay.
The fish.
The crab's already inside
the
here.
Crab is inside.
Okay, so let's get seeds. Let's get seeds. Oh.
The smoked fish. And every other thing is inside. The pepper, the crayfish, the Cameroon pepper, also the seasoning.
It's inside here already,
yes,
yeah?
And then the red oil.
Okay. Something that she did, which I like, was that you also boiled, when we were boiling the fish, you boiled the yam also.
Yes,
here.
this
And then, so we've already blended the yam. You didn't see us get to do that one. But here, every other thing is here now. So what is coming inside now? Let's go. The yam will come inside now.
Yes, the yam is just for thickening.
For thickening, yeah?
Yeah.
Can you use any, is there any other
You can
option?
use cocoyam.
Can you use cocoyam, yeah?
Yes, then you can use oats.
Oats?
Yeah, you just blend it.
Oh, okay.
Then
Maybe
you can use the normal thickener, which is achi, but the taste, most people don't like the taste.
taste,
This
yeah?
one doesn't have taste, it's just natural.
Okay, maybe I might want to use host. I don't know what MM. I imagine I might want to use, but then, hey, we'll get back to see how we're running up on this one.
Man, Mike,
I mean-
you have no idea. I love crabs. Well,
You
I'm
do.
not getting them from Angel, from Big Brother, but I love
You
crabs.
you do love crabs?
Yeah, I do,
Oh,
absolutely.
wow. I love seeing people eat it, but I don't love taking it. But I love watching people eat it.
I actually don't as well, but well done to you both over there in the kitchen. You guys joining us on the show. Please do not forget to stream the show live if you have to be on the move at tvcentertainment.tv.
Absolutely. Her name is MM Okoche.
And of course, he is Mazino Uphill.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, we are also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at TVC Connect. We also look forward to your comments. Please do leave them there on social media. They keep us connected with you guys.
Yes, and do not forget that our app is also available for download on both the Android and iOS stores. Just one click, just one, and it's done.
Yes, indeed. Now, we still have Sergio Noronha and also Eric Pinheiro. They are Brazilians who have traced their roots back to the motherland here in Nigeria, and they will be joining us to talk about their journey so far.
Let's do this.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back, guys.
So something that really interests me is one of the interviews we're having soon with Brazilian tourists.
Yeah.
Who were here for the Olojo Festival, and they trace their roots
back to Nigeria.
Back to Nigeria. There's so much when it comes to similarities between Brazil and Nigeria. From climate, almost about the same thing, to color of our skin, and to, and then
language, actually.
To language also, and all of that. And maybe even also
and
to
religion.
sporting. Yes, definitely. And then maybe even also to sporting ventures and all of that. Quite a lot of similarities between us and Brazil. And then even for people around the world, there's a trend now happening. People try to trace their origins now. And then you hear even someone like Wilder says it's from Edo State.
Please, I beg you. I'm
Why
not too sure.
Why are you not sure?
I mean, it's been such a long time since after, the movement of peoples from here, there, to specifically say, I know I'm from Edo State. Maybe I don't know how to do it, so maybe I'm capable of actually
when it comes to DNA data syncing and all of that, it's very possible. You can.
Okay, but they came for the Olojo Festival.
Yes.
You see something about how people outside, I don't know, you talked about being in Benue State the other time and how it was a very fantastic experience. But do we appreciate our Nigeria as much as people outside do?
I don't think we do. I don't think we do, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think we do it enough, to be honest. And it was the same conversation we had 2 weeks ago about, our culture and how some of us are running away from, our, even identifying ourselves with our culture. And that's why when we travel abroad, we change our names. We suddenly want to be English names. We start being John Roberts.
Narf.
The funny thing, it even entered religion. They brought their own religion, took our own beautifully made artifacts, took them there, and then we would not pay so much to go and look at them. But if it is here, if we see it, we go take up or something.
I think you guys should invest more in Nigeria. Have you seen Nigeria even while you're here? I don't know. But we'll talk with these guys. We'll enjoy what they have with us here. Let's do a bit of fact-finding, and we'll be back with the news. Welcome back with us here, second hour for Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mazino Appeal. Let's do the news. Now, to tighten security ahead of the November 6th governorship elections in Anambra State, the federal government says it could impose a state of emergency in the state. Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, announced this after the Federal Executive Council meeting yesterday. Council also announced plans to borrow more to finance the 2022 budget pegged at 6.25 trillion naira. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, says the plan will aid the federal government's infrastructure budget. Tayamodu reports.
As at the time the MTF FSP documents that normally precede the appropriation bill was prepared, the Petroleum Industry Act had not been signed. This precipitated some changes in the 2024 fiscal projections based on the implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021 and other necessary expenditure that should be accommodated in the 2022 budget. The key 2022 budget assumptions and targets underlying them are an oil price of $57 per barrel, an oil production rate of 1.88 million barrels per day, an exchange rate of 410.15 naira per US dollar, an oil revenue of 315 trillion naira, and non-oil revenue of 2.13 trillion naira. Council approved these changes.
Capital expenditure, inclusive of capital component of the social investment program, as well as capital component of statutory transfers, and capital component of 63 government-owned enterprises, as well as capital supplementation, including grants and donor funding, is in the total sum of 5.35 trillion, inclusive of the government-owned enterprises. So at this rate, the capital expenditure for the federal government, excluding the GOEs, represents 33% of the total expenditure of the government.
The Attorney General of the Federation spoke on the crisis on the Southeast and stated emphatically that the position of the federal government was that the Anambra elections would hold. He also insisted that no possibility was ruled out, including a declaration of a state of emergency, in ensuring that the elections hold.
So what I'm saying in essence,
And that's as much as we can take for the news this hour here for a Thursday. Mike is inside the kitchen and he's been going up and down in there. I don't exactly know why he's so excited, but Mike, what exactly is on your mind?
Well, the seafood can, some part of it can almost creep me out in a good way, But I'm very excited about what she's doing here. It's something that I feel like, Mazino, if after this, if I kidnap this thing, he might not be here tomorrow because he might just pass out or pass off or something. But hey, come on, we're almost done. And we're getting the final stuff inside, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. We have our periwinkle and...
No, the periwinkle comes last. When you put it, you put it down. So,
So it's going to be as fresh as possible,
yes,
yeah? Okay, so that's the final thing that will go in. All right,
the
now I
fish
know
goes
that.
back in so that the juice...
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a mackerel, a.k.a.
But you can use any fish.
Okay.
Any fish,
any fish you want, eh?
Yes.
All right, go for croaker.
Croaker, catfish, anyone.
I know a number of people like fisherman soup with catfish.
Yes.
I know they do. I know they like it, yeah. And this is Uziza leaf. See me now. I should be a sous chef. Let me just be behind the chef, just be explaining what's happening and what's going on. That's our Uziza leaf there going inside.
Everything is ready.
Okay, so it's almost ready, yeah?
It's ready.
Okay, that what is boiling there is our water for the eba. We're doing eba, and that's what we're taking. So, of course, some people prefer swallow and semo, some prefer fufu. Yeah, I was talking to a friend yesterday. She was talking about loy. It's long I heard that thing. I know, it's fufu, but calling it loy, you know that this person is someone that maybe grew up in the south and all of that. Loy. But yeah, whichever swallow, of course, will be okay. But for today, we're doing eba. So the soup is ready, yeah? Yes. So when is this going on?
Put it last and then
not yet.
Put it off, yes. Not just the last thing. And then,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's it. We're almost done. And this will go finally. We are done, actually.
Yeah.
But just when we're about to take it down,
just
for the leaf to cook a bit, and then our periwinkles come in, and that's it. And that's our water there already boiling for our eba. And you see how our Superman... Fisherman soup. I think Superman fish. Oh, God. That'd be quite something how it looks at the end of all of this, okay? Yeah, so, we'll just take this time out now. There's still quite a bit more to come on the show. Stay with us. We will be right back. Welcome, and thank you for staying with us all through. Now, we're joined by Sergio Onorona and Erica Pinheiro, Brazilians who decided to trace their roots back to their motherland, Nigeria. And, of course, I can't wait to find out about their journey. We also have a wonderful man here as a translator, Mr. Yemi. It's great to have you, Yemi. You are welcome. Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah. And, of course, that's Sergio, and this is Erica. You're welcome. Great to have you. Wonderful. Tell them that we love them, and we are happy to have them in Nigeria here.
Gostando de vocês, eles estão muito felizes de ver vocês aqui do Brasil da Nigéria.
Nós também. Está sendo muito especial estar aqui, no meu caso, pela segunda vez. E a recepção, o calor do povo nigeriano é muito parecido com o calor do povo brasileiro.
Yeah, we are very happy to be here. We are so happy because the energy and the heat and that sensation of the Nigerian people is just the same thing that we have in Brazil. So we feel at home here.
All right, so let's start with Sergio.
Sergio,
why did you decide to come to Nigeria for the festival? What made you decide to come to Nigeria?
Qual é a decisão que fez a sua decisão para vir para o Nigéria, entendeu? Sobre o Olojó.
Qual foi o quê?
O que fez a sua decisão? Por que você vem para o Nigéria?
Ah, ok. Vir à Nigéria era um sonho antigo, né? Eu sempre fui ligado no Brasil às questões de raciais, né? As questões de pele. Né? No Brasil a gente sofre muito racismo.
Now, coming to Nigeria is a dream for us, you know, because it's a racial thing in Brazil. You know, because in Brazil we look at the color of our skin,
yes.
You know, and it's a very huge thing. You know, in Brazil we suffer racial disequality a lot in Brazil.
Wow. Now that one is one that surprises me a little bit. Yes. But Erika, this is your second time in Nigeria. You've come for the festival. What was your experience like at the Olojó Festival?
Erika, você é a segunda vez. Qual é a sua experiência no Festival Olojó?
Magnífico.
Magnificent. I know that one. I know that one.
Fantastic.
You enjoyed it?
Todo o processo antes da reclusão do Oni de Fé até a saída com a ADEARE, para mim, que costumo ter muitas festas no Brasil, não tem nada parecido.
Yeah, everything about the Kabiyesi Oni of Ife going to seclusion 7 days before the Olojó Festival, and also the rituals, the festival itself, everything that gets to do about that Adeari, that is the crown that the king puts, you know, there is nothing equal to it. What I've experienced in Brazil, it's just wonderful.
Let's talk about Brazilian festivals.
Festival Brazil.
Which festivals do you see in Brazil? Are there any sort of similarities from your time in Brazil and what you've seen in Nigeria? Are there any similarities that you can see?
No Brasil, fala sobre similaridades, festivais que você tem no Brasil, aqui que você se encontrou aqui também na Ife na Nigéria. Quais as similaridades?
Muitas similaridades. No Brasil nós temos algumas manifestações culturais de tanta força e fé que me lembrou o Olojó, me lembrou aquelas manifestações que a gente tem lá.
Now, in Brazil, there are so many cultural manifestations, you know, that when I got here, it makes me feel that from Brazil, all those cultural things, it's actually coming out from here in Ile-Ife. It makes me remember and assured that those things that we have there is actually, the base is actually here in Nigeria, in Ile-Ife.
In Nigeria. Now, with all your experience here, what do you plan to do with all these experiences?
Com toda a sua experiência aqui, o que você está planejando para fazer com o que você encontrou aqui na Nigéria?
Temos duas partes. A primeira é em relação aos festivais.
Yeah, we have two parts, you know. First is the relation with the festivals.
A movimentação que existe nos festivais aqui, todo o povo brasileiro, principalmente os negros do Brasil, que nós somos quase 60% da população, com certeza se deliciariam em estar participando.
Yeah, with the manifestation of the festivals that we experience here, you understand? Because in Brazil we have about 60% of the population being black, you know, and I'm very sure that all this black population really wish and will to be part of this festival in Nigeria.
In Nigeria. Wonderful.
E a segunda parte é a questão de negócios. O Brasil e a Nigéria, por serem cidades, né, países irmãos, realmente assim tem muitos negócios que a gente pode trazer e levar para o Brasil também.
Secondly, it's about business, you know, because there are so many things when it comes to business. Nigeria and Brazil can exchange when it comes to business. So Nigeria and Brazil would have another opportunity to exchange when it comes to business, you know, because the culture will also influence that in connection when it comes to business.
All right, Sergio. The Oni spoke with you and all of that.
Oni falou com você.
Yes. And talking about the business, what avenues are you looking to explore?
Falando também sobre negócio, tudo que você ouviu de Oni, entendeu? O que você acha que a gente pode fazer, falando sobre negócio?
Sim. Eu acho que a gente tem aí algumas tarefas que a gente está levando para o Brasil. Uma delas é fomentar o turismo religioso.
Yeah, I think we have one of the tariffs that we are already looking at to take to Brazil. Now the first thing is to promote tourism, you know, from Brazil to Nigeria, which is the one that we are looking at huge.
A religião de matriz africana, ela é ponto forte, é uma religião muito forte no Brasil.
Yeah, the religion of African matrix in Brazil is very, very strong. So we are looking at tourism in terms of religious, you know, movement from Brazil to Nigeria.
Wonderful. Now let's talk about food.
Erika,
did you enjoy, which Nigerian food did you enjoy? How was your experience when it comes to culinary matters in Nigeria?
Qual comida que você conseguiu comer? Quais comidas?
Eu gostei de muitas. O amalá realmente me encanta, mas não é o mesmo. No Brasil nós temos amalá, mas não é o mesmo. Não é a mesma forma de produzir, apenas o nome é igual. Mas a grande diferença, no meu caso, é a pimenta.
Yeah. Now, first of all, I have to talk about amala.
Wonderful.
Not the same way we do in Brazil, but it's the same name.
Oh, the same name?
Yeah, the same name, amala. No, because the way she said it in Portuguese, amala. So that's why I thought you would have gotten it. So amala. But the major stress for me is the pepper.
Tell Sergio that he has to get used to pepper. If he's from Nigeria, you have to get used to pepper. Does he like pepper?
Sim, mas eu gosto. Eu gosto de pimenta. A minha comida em casa, ela é apimentada.
He said in his house, he is used to eating pepper. But most of them Brazilians don't really eat pepper. He is used to it.
He's used to pepper. Okay, so something we know about Brazil is sports, football.
Yes.
Football. Brazil is the world center. They have some of the most talented footballers. Do you watch football? Do you follow football as a Brazilian?
Yeah, claro, que a gente sabe que o Brasil é futebol, entendeu? Para o Brasil tem os jogadores mais talentosos no mundo inteiro, entendeu? Você sabe, o que você sabe sobre futebol?
Bom, eu vou falar pouco sobre o futebol.
I'll speak a little about football.
Tell that is how we know you're a Brazilian. If you don't talk about football, we will doubt you're Brazilian.
Essa certificação para saber que você é brasileiro mesmo. Se você não falar sobre futebol.
What about Sergio?
Sergio, claro. Sergio.
Who's your favorite Brazilian footballer?
Qual é o seu
past, present?
Meu time.
Não, o jogador mais favorito do Brasil.
Atualmente, eu sou flamenguista.
Yeah, I'm a Flamengo.
I'm Corinthians. Corinthians. So we are going to have a battle.
Mas no Rio de Janeiro você tem que ser flamenguista.
But in Rio de Janeiro you
o Brasil é flamenguista. O Flamengo é o time das multidões.
Sao Paulo, because of Pelé. Sao Paulo. I will just manage Sao Paulo. But for me, my favorite footballer of all time, Ronaldinho. That is the #1 Brazilian. I mean, yes, he might go for Pelé. Pelé is a legend, but for me, it has to be Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
So, how long are you hoping to stay in Nigeria? Yeah. And what next from this? Are you planning to come here more often? Are you planning to move here? What is the plan?
Yeah, qual tempo mais vocês vão ficar na Nigéria? Qual é mais a próxima etapa que vocês querem alcançar com a Nigéria? Entendeu? Ou você está querendo voltar para a Índia para morar aqui?
Bom, o nosso próximo passo, a gente tem alguns projetos com a Casa Herança de Odudu, através do Oni de Fé. E o nosso próximo projeto é em novembro, porque no Brasil, no Rio de Janeiro, nós temos o busto de zumbi, que a imagem é praticamente igual Ori Olokun, aqui em Nigéria.
Our next step is about November. And what we are looking at is to build a relationship with the culture of Oni of Ife. Because in Brazil, there is a statue in the center of the city of Rio de Janeiro that is the same Ori Olokun that you have here. That is the statue of Oduduwa, which is a great symbol to we Brazilians. And November is when we celebrate the black conscience.
Wonderful. Obrigado. What's obrigado?
Obrigado. Thank you.
Obrigado. Erika, obrigado, Sergio. Thank you very much. And Yemi, tell them that you are a great man. Tell them that he's a wonderful person. He's representing Nigeria and Brazil together. In fact, he's a national treasure. Tell them that I said so.
Tesouro Nacional.
For both sides. Thank you so much. It was great having you. And I'm looking forward.
Thank you so much for the invite.
I'm looking forward to what we can do together together as countries, Nigeria and Brazil. Thank you so much.
E em breve vamos aguardar vocês no Brasil, em específico no Carnaval.
I hope she's saying that I have visa.
Yeah, he said very briefly she's expecting you in Brazil, especially at the Carnival.
Mazino, when we're back, I'm going to wake up Nigeria. I'm going to wake up Brazil. Yeah, after this time. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful time. We'll just take a short break now. We have a little bit more to come on the show. Stay with us. Thank you.
Well, you are welcome. Now, it's finally time for our final guest here, and this is some person that I think that everybody should get to know. I'm going to play you a skit from this guy in a bit. You guys are going to absolutely love this. We are joined by Orlando Okwarugo, popularly known as D20. Now, he's here with us on the loft, and he is a Nigerian artist, music producer, skit maker, songwriter. He's everything, this guy. Also a sound engineer, and it's great to have you here, man. First of all, I want to tell everybody that he's not this is not his actual natural look. What's going on here, D20?
Things. It's things.
It's a new look, and I like it.
Well, thank you very much.
Now, first off, I think that you are one of the best skit makers out there, if you ask me, because I've seen some of your skits, and I think that they are very, very intelligent, absolutely hilarious, very funny. You're also a music maker. You're also a sound engineer, and all of that. So how do you accommodate all of this into your life, into your schedule? And does it pay you?
Does it pay? Yes, at least I can say thank God that it does pay. How do I make everything work? I have to schedule, definitely. Maybe it's one time to do songs, a lot of songs, one time to do videos, a lot of videos. Some videos are already pre-done, so it's just, okay, post on this day, post on this day, post on this day. And also schedule work for other people that I have to make,
Now, do you have a team behind you, or do you come up with these ideas, these scripts, all by yourself? Because I can't say that I've ever seen anybody around you. Most of your videos seem like as if it's just you who's operating everything and putting all together, the music, the script, and all seem like Orlando, seem like D20.
Do I have a team? No. But have I worked with people? Yes. So on occasions, I've partnered with people. I might say, oh, yo, I have this in mind. What do you think? Come through and help me with shooting or something like that. And there are some cases where I might be having a conversation like this, and it might be something we say that sounds silly, and I'm like, oh, that would work in a skit.
Light bulb moment.
Yeah, that would work in a skit. So, that's how it ends.
Now, tell you guys what. Let me show you guys a sample of exactly what D20 does and why I regard him as one of the best skit makers out there, who, I mean, takes the cake when it comes to comedy and intellectual stuff here. Let's take a look at this.
Look at how he's sitting comfortable. He doesn't know what about to come and drink the blood of the fool. He sprayed his insecticide and now he thinks we're not in the room. Emeka, tonight I'm balling with you. Cause since money in me and you done hungry. Now God don't bring fresh blood for fresh body. Now what more can we say? Cause we love it. But chill, let's do a little thing before jumping. Okay, let's quickly annoy the boy. Or you go around his ears and make some noise. Emeka, make sure he gets annoyed. Did they just slap my guy, nigga? Now my guy, you kill, tell me where you find liver. You must get malaria tonight, nigga. Emeka, I swear I will avenge. This stupid boy, he must be mad. I'm killing you with something that he must regret.
I think you are fantastic. Where do you get these ideas from? That's one of many. Where do you get these ideas from?
I don't have a very, very sensible answer sometimes. Like for that particular one, I just listened to the beat and it felt like, okay, I think at that period, mosquitoes were actually pissing me off. I think during that period, they were actually pissing me off. But I was listening to the beat and it felt like, okay, that type of, I would mumble and it felt like, oh, we should go and do this. Maybe it's like just two people. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe two people. Okay, how about two mosquitoes instead?
Yeah.
Oh, then it just morphs and then.
It's very interesting. Now, from your skit making, I'm very aware that you've also gotten other opportunities that come outside of comedy, come outside of skit making. You're into advertising as well. You make jingles for quite a number of brands. And I've noticed that sometimes you actually just put a material out there and a brand takes interest in it. Tell us about that.
How's that been? In my grand scheme to this career of mine, I did not see it coming at first. But when, I think the first I did was Bolts. That was the very first one where they came saying, oh, we like your stuff. Is there something you'd be able to do? And I did something for them. And I'm like, okay, fair. Then UBA came, and I'm like, okay, perhaps
there's something here.
Yeah, perhaps there is something that is in this part. You know, music can also be used as a means for advertisement.
Yeah.
So, like, from there, it's really just been going, like, UBA, the NTNs.
Yeah. And it doesn't just stop there. You've also gone on into advocacy. For instance, I noticed that sometime last year you actually had pieces that were very advocative as well. How did the general public see that, and how does that mix come into every other thing? Because it's comedy, it's advertising, it's advocacy now. It's like you're not just the one kind of person, the one type of content producer out that we have out there. You have a vast variety of content that you put out in your one channel.
I think what's very important to me is relatability. If you can relate to what I'm saying. It's weird that something as simple as a mosquito, but I do a mosquito thing now. A lot of people have gone through mosquito, but that's now the funny realm. But if it's like, when it's now time to talk about something serious, like, we are all, let's say, take Nigeria for instance, we're all in this country feeling the same thing.
Yeah.
And, okay, what I know is music and I'm good at that. And that's the place I think I can talk. So that's what tends to happen. It usually tends to be, I'm aiming to relate, like, for people to have content to relate to.
Yeah.
That's what it usually tends
Well, how
to
long
be.
has it taken you to get here? Because you have a very humble start. Like, you've just even noted, you didn't even think that it was going to go in that direction, and then everything started coming in the past few years. How long has it taken for you to actually, let me use the word blow?
Blow. How long has it taken? I'll say a while. And I don't even think I've blown yet. Nah. Where I see myself being, I'm not there yet. But I thank God for where I am right now. How long it's taking, give or take? From when I started taking music professionally, I'd say 8, 9.
8, 9 years. Wow, that is a long time. And
Yeah.
you're still at it. You're still consistent. You definitely want to make it. Well, that is very, very interesting. So, if you are calling this music thing, if that's the core of it, what do you see yourself doing? Like an album, an artist, an entertainer? Exactly what? Because, like I said, there's too much of D20 as this, D20 as that. So, are you also focused on trying to be an artist music-wise?
Yes. So that's the goal.
What is it, a rap artist, R&B? Because you do everything.
So that's why I like to call myself a musician. I'd like to just call myself an artist producer. So you don't trap me in a box and now be surprised when I rap or surprised when I sing. So I'm an artist stroke producer. And am I taking the music seriously? Yes. That's practically let me give you inside gist. So for now, it's going to be a lot of like musical content that's about to come out. Yeah.
Now, and you also use social media as your means of actually disseminating this.
Yeah.
I have a big question for you. At one time, you cleared your entire social media. And I'm wondering why. Was that strategy, and how's that working? Why did you do that? Maybe there's something that everybody out there can learn from you.
At that time, inside gist again, at that time, there was a type deal that was supposed to happen that required me to have to refresh the page. That didn't go so well. So as I wasn't interested in the whole thing anymore, I just brought some content that I liked back into the whole thing to continue from where I left
Well, it's
off.
good strategy because it began to make us focus on your unique content instead of having every other thing in there. So we just knew that you had plenty of these kinds of content, which we are not done showing you yet because we have more from D20 that we're going to show you. How about we do one of your skits again, and then when we come back, we're going to have you inside of the kitchen to taste some of our delicious seafood that Chef Ify, look at the smile on his face, that Chef Ify has actually gotten prepared for us. So let's check this skit out by D20. When we get back, we'll be in the kitchen.
Nice.
Yeah. What, there's no dodo this morning. Benny, the dodo hits in your mind. All right.
Anyways, welcome to the kitchen. This is Chef Ify, and that's Don Pedro over there.
Hey, Emma, you know your assignment. Don Pedro now. From now on.
Anyways, yes, this morning she's made for you eba and fisherman soup. Taking you all the way to Rivers State. Yes, right here. In our Wake Up Nigeria studio.
Apart from Dodo. After all this,
I'm very open. Okay, I'm very open.
Okay, all right. Just try.
So have a taste and let us know what you think. Ever had fisherman soup before?
No, that's why I'm very curious right now.
Fantastic! Great. Go ahead. We're coming for you to taste it.
Great one.
And then you go and spread the gospel of fisherman soup.
I will spread it ever so.
And then do not forget to add Wake Up Nigeria while you're spreading that gospel.
No problem.
What do you think?
Oh, wait, I wanted to.
Okay.
I'm going to River State soon.
You're going to?
Nice one.
I'm definitely good. This tastes so good, actually, and I'm not even trying to like act right now. This tastes really good.
Yeah. So go ahead, enjoy it. It's all yours. Thank you so much, Chef Ify. Done it again. Done it again. Well done.
From Don Pedro and the crew, Dombia, Mazino, le final words.
Yes, I'm going to give my final words in Portuguese, and then Pedro is going to translate.
No.
Na viesio is Ario. Oh yeah, please. If you can help translate.
Mazino, translate it.
No, Mike will do the translation.
Mazino, this is me and you now go fight.
Alrighty, guys, you all have been amazing. Thank you so much to all our guests. Thank you to D20. You have been fantastic. And
yeah, no final one. Just I'll catch you in Wake Up Brazil. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, have an amazing day. Mwah. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.